Ladies and gentlemen, my name is James Scarcebook, otherwise known as the Intrepid Wino, and welcome to yet another edition of Let's Taste. Now, I've had a very interesting day. I actually sat down with someone for an episode of my podcast, The Vincast. If you haven't heard it, if you don't know about it, I strongly suggest going to intrepidwino.com and looking for The Vincast. You can also find it on the iTunes store for podcasts. And my guest for today was the producer of this particular wine I have in front of me. Her name is Shashi Singh, and I look forward to her episode becoming available very soon, and I look forward to hearing people's thoughts about that particular episode. But she was very kind enough to actually give me a pre-release sample of her 2014 Syrah. So Avani is a property down on the Mornington Peninsula, and they work organically and biodynamically, and they now only make one wine, Syrah, which is a little bit unusual for the Mornington Peninsula, which is generally considered to be a Chardonnay and Pinot Noir region. So their Syrah is sort of changing, I think, a little bit people's perceptions of what the Mornington Peninsula has to offer. And of course, she, along with her husband Devendra, will be at the Rootstock Sydney Wine Festival, which is being held on the 28th and 29th of November. I strongly suggest going along to that event, particularly because I'll be there representing one of my producers that I work for, Italian producer Gabriele Bini, who will be pouring his wines from Pantelleria. But let's have a look at this Avani Syrah. So the first thing I'm noticing about the colour is it's a beautiful, bright, really vibrant, dark. It's dark, you know, it's got this kind of purpley black colour to it, but it's not sort of inky black. It's not really concentrated like you would typically see from a warmer climate Shiraz. It has a lovely kind of glistening character in the glass. There's also a little bit of sediment, which I would assume that that's possibly a product of the wine being unfiltered and unfined. Let's look at the aromat. Really, really very classic, cool climate Syrah expression. Very reminiscent of the kind of characteristics you see in the Northern Rhone Valley and other typically cool climate regions of the world. Spicy, peppery, clove, some herbs, white pepper in particular, dark small berries, blackberries, that kind of thing. Very vibrant. Floral notes, dark florals, violets, that kind of thing. But yeah, very, 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 very delicate hints of some spiced meat in there as well. Let's taste. Yep. The intensity is there on the palate as well. Really very bright, crunchy, bold fruit, but not heavy, not big, not alcoholic at all. It's beautifully integrated. You do not taste a hint of barrel in there, which is wonderful to see. It's really, really intense. Like, it's full of character. 2014 was a challenging vintage in Victoria, so it's really exciting to see so much personality, so much vibrancy in the fruit of this wine. It doesn't taste like it's been handled a lot. It's beautifully balanced. Even though it's still young, it's presenting as very drinkable now, but it is one of those wines that you'll want to keep for a little while because it will develop quite interestingly. If I were to make a suggestion, try and find a bottle of the Bobar Syrah. Tom Belford was also a guest on my podcast. He makes a Syrah from the Yarra Valley. try and find a bottle of his 2014 and then compare these two, because there are similarities and there are also quite big contrasts between those two wines. So that'd be an interesting exercise to try those two kind of new wave Syrah wines from Australia. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this little tasting. Again, thank you to Shashi for her time to be on the podcast, and thank you for you generously giving me a bottle for me to taste. I'm very, very excited about this wine, and very excited for all the people to meet her and taste her wines at Rootstock. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave me a like and a comment. Subscribe to the Intrepid Wino channel on YouTube, and I look forward to seeing you on the next tasting. But until then, cheers.